Shades of Noir is an independent program that supports curriculum design, accessible knowledge, and pedagogies of social justice through representation. For nearly a decade, the program has reached huge success through research, media, and events through its diverse team of staff and students. However, back in 2009, it was yet a vision. Shades of Noir was founded by Aisha Richards in 2009. It was informed by Richards' Any Room at the Inn, a scoping study that looked into the transition of art and design graduates from higher education into the creative studies, particularly graduates of color. However, she noticed that students of color were increasing across higher education, but she had not seen the same developments in the industry. She found it concerning. Where did they go? She interviewed 19 graduates from UAL and found that the majority of these graduates were getting jobs. However, they were concerned about the progression and the glass ceilings for people of color across the sector, as there were very few accessible examples. Richards concluded that the root of exclusion and inequality within higher education and the creative industry was affected by race and gendered identities, when at the time it was mistaken as solely a socioeconomic issue. Though her claims were supported by data, her conclusion brought a lot of resistance and hostility. In response, she drafted a proposal for an exhibition that responded to some of her findings. She created Shades of Noir, initially an exhibition featuring artists of color. Unfortunately, with the lack of financial support, the exhibition wasn't realized. Rather than just an exhibition, Richards decided that it was going to be a platform. It started with multiple events and panels featuring artists of color as well as causes around social justice and diverse representation. In 2010, UAL agreed to fund the organization. They also agreed to fund the original exhibition that was eventually called Happening to Be. Nothing like this had been done before. A large population of non-white attendees at an art event on university grounds made for some interesting and uncomfortable discussions, behaviors, and practices. Alongside the exhibition, Shades of Noir continued to organize and curate other events with diverse panels. Richards believed that not only do people of color need to be heard, they have to have their cultural capital reflected in every aspect of their educational experience for social justice to take place. So what does this mean for Shades of Noir, and what will it be? Richards decided that it would be a social justice platform that both shared and created content to support and inform. It has become a platform that encouraged discussion, criticism, and a place for research that informs the circle of art, design, communication, higher education, and so much more. Alongside exhibitions and panel discussions, Shades has published magazines and has successfully generated a significant online presence. Most importantly, Shades focuses all its efforts on developing and supporting students at its core, with a constant ambition to do more and be impactful through collaboration. With nearly a decade of delivery, the Shades of Noir team has grown and continues to grow in quantity and diversity, with many of the students being part of the change they want to see, as well as building on those that came before. However, our values remain the same. Everything we do is for students in the hope that generations to come will not have to face the same injustices that others before them had experienced, and that these students continue to make change.